What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to the Chelsea-Liverpool FA Cup last 16 analysis video, and I'm absolutely furious because Liverpool have dropped off a cliff. Absolute disastrous performance by Liverpool, especially in the second half. In the first half, Liverpool actually played quite well. We created a lot of chances, but we made Kepa look much better than he is. He has been an average goalkeeper this season, Kepa. He was dropped for Willy Caballero even by Frank Lampard, and we made a lot of shots in the first half, but all of them were almost straight at Kepa. But the second half, Liverpool didn't have one clear chance, one clear opportunity to score, and Chelsea embarrassed Liverpool, or could have even embarrassed Liverpool a lot more, because defensively we look like a team in shambles. We conceded 7 goals in just 3 games, and in this video we will discuss what went wrong for Liverpool since the winter break and how much Liverpool actually got worse in the last 3 games. And Liverpool to lose 3 games in 4, and we previously lost like 1 game all season against Napoli, that was in the Champions League. And yes, of course we lost against Aston Villa in the League Cup, but I don't really count that because that was the youth team. But since then Liverpool have lost 3 games in 4, and our season could be almost over if we don't knock out Atletico Madrid. And I told you guys before this game that if we don't improve from the Watford game, we will get knocked out by Chelsea, and that's exactly what happened. Liverpool didn't really improve. Well, yes, the first half was a little bit better, but still we couldn't take our chances. And what I don't really get, what I don't understand, is that why didn't Jurgen Klopp go with a much stronger side against Chelsea? I mean, this is Chelsea we are talking about. They are desperate to get a big result for Frank Lampard at home against Liverpool. They will be up for it. We knew that. And Liverpool went with Neco Williams. I'm sorry, but he is a backup right back at best, and he's not good enough really at the moment to play against a really big team like Chelsea. What I would have done is go with the strongest lineup here, start Mane, Salah, Firmino, and maybe change the team a little bit for the Bournemouth game, because then we can go with the strongest lineup against Atletico Madrid again. And we are so far away from Manchester City in the league that I think we can get away with rotating the team in the Premier League a lot more than we can get away with rotating the team in the FA Cup, because this is what happens. Jurgen Klopp just doesn't value the FA Cup and the League Cup. We have never been further than round 5 in the FA Cup under Jurgen Klopp, and I just hate it. We have almost always got knocked out in the 3rd round and in the 4th round. This was actually the first year under Jurgen Klopp that we actually went to the 5th round of the FA Cup, and then we got easily knocked out by Chelsea. And Chelsea could have scored 4 or 5 goals today. Liverpool were that bad. Adrian made a horrendous mistake for the first Chelsea goal, and Fabinho made a big error gifting the ball to Willian. But after that, Adrian actually made some world-class saves, so I don't think the defeat is on Adrian's shoulders. It looks like the winter break actually slowed the Liverpool down. It looks like the winter break lost Liverpool the rhythm, the intensity, the attitude was not right against Chelsea. It looked like the team lacked fight. The team lacked really big togetherness and intensity. And honestly, in the second half, most of the Liverpool players looked like they didn't really care, which I'm sure it's not true in the end, but Milner looked like the player who was the most up for it. The other players looked lethargic. What happened with Fabinho? He got injured and then he came back from injury. He doesn't look sharp. He looks slow. He misplays his passes. Also, Joe Gomez, he was out injured. He came back maybe too soon. Why didn't we start with Matip? I don't really know. I think Matip and Van Dijk would have been a better partnership for this game, because Joe Gomez looked out of position many times. He looked slow, and he never looks slow. Joe Gomez, he's one of the most athletic players in the Liverpool team, but in this game he was looking like he wasn't fully fit, if you get what I mean. Maybe he isn't, I'm not sure, but then why is he playing against Chelsea? Maybe Matip isn't fully fit yet, but he has to sit on the bench just to have somebody on the bench. I'm not really sure what is going on. And the most annoying thing for me is that why did Jurgen Klopp wait until the 70th minute to bring on Firmino? And then why did we wait until the 10 minutes from time to bring on Mohamed Salah? That's just not good enough. I'm sorry, I'm really very reluctant to criticize Jurgen Klopp, but I don't agree with his team selection in the FA Cup when the Premier League is almost in the bag for Liverpool. We are this close to winning the Premier League title, and we can get away with rotating the team against Bournemouth. And we should have gone with a much stronger lineup, or I would have at least wanted to see Mohamed Salah maybe substituted after half-time, or at least in the 60th minute. And also, Divock Origi is not a winger. Repeat after me, Divock Origi is not a winger. Why is he playing on the wing so many times where he's really not effective? He's a great striker, but on the wing, I'm sorry, he's not that good. And especially against a really, really good team like Chelsea, it showed that Origi was just non-existent almost. He didn't really create anything really. He lost the ball quite a few times. Minamino actually was probably the brightest spark in this Liverpool team. And what Jurgen Klopp, I think, made a mistake with is that playing Fabinho next to Lallana and Curtis Jones, two players who don't track back, who don't really defend, was a mistake, because Fabinho got isolated so many times. And this Fabinho is not the Fabinho that played in the first half of the season. This Fabinho has quite a few mistakes in him. He made some bad passes, some bad positional mistakes. And also, when Ross Barkley was going through, I'm sure Fabinho would have fouled him to prevent the second Chelsea goal if he wasn't on a yellow card. And he was on a yellow card because he mistimed the tackle earlier, which resulted in a free kick for Chelsea, and Mason Mount hit the bar with that free kick. So Ross Barkley, from the 60 yards from his own half, he ran all the way until the edge of the Liverpool box without a challenge, without anybody going near him. And I hated that. Yes, Fabinho was the closest player and he was on a yellow card, so that's why probably he didn't foul him. But somebody else should have helped Fabinho out. Joe Gomez should have gone a lot more tighter to Ross Barkley, because he just ran through the whole of the Liverpool half, and then he has a shot, a brilliant shot that is, into the bottom corner, an absolute rocket. But it was basically a free pitch. I have never seen Liverpool defend like this before, the Watford game. Barkley just ran through the Liverpool pitch without anybody challenging him. And even Joe Gomez was 2-3 yards away when Ross Barkley shot at goal from 18-19 yards. And I'm sorry, but that is nowhere near good enough. And I would have, as I said, I would have started with Salah, Mane and Firmino, or maybe instead of Salah I would have started Minamino, but definitely would have played two of Firmino, Salah and Mane, because, as I said, the FA Cup, we had a very, very good opportunity to go far in this tournament. And Liverpool have a lot of games in the Premier League where we didn't need to field our strongest lineup between now and the end of the season. So we would have had multiple opportunities to give these players, the likes of Minamino, Origi, Curtis Jones, and Lallana, and even Neco Williams. These 5 players, they could have played in the Premier League many times when we already won the league, because the invincible run is over. We can't win the Premier League unbeaten, so who cares? Just play these kids and play these reserve players when we already are champions, and save the best team against Chelsea, which is a crunch match in the FA Cup. I don't want to repeat myself too much, but that's my opinion. And I'm hating how what Liverpool have become. We have become a team which is very bad defensively, lackluster in midfield, and also very wasteful up front, or even non-existent up front. Like, where was Liverpool's attack in the second half? We didn't create one single big chance, one single clear chance in the second half. Against the Chelsea team, which also rotated, they played 18-year-old Gilmour in midfield, and he was actually pretty good in this game, but they played Willian, Giroud and Pedro up front, and also they had 2 injuries inside the first 48 minutes, and Liverpool just couldn't take advantage of that. And I'm just so disappointed, because this was a big chance for Liverpool to finally go far in the FA Cup under Jurgen Klopp. But I have to admit, it looks like Jurgen Klopp, even when we have the Premier League title almost in the bag, like almost, we are this close to winning the league, even in this scenario, Jurgen Klopp just doesn't give a toss about the FA Cup and the League Cup. And I don't blame him for ignoring the League Cup, because that's not a big trophy in my opinion. But the FA Cup, I still consider that a big trophy, something that Liverpool hasn't won since 2006. And since 2006, 14 years, we have only been to a final once and to a semi-final once. So twice we have been in the semi-finals or the final, and other than that, we haven't been anywhere near. We were knocked out 4 times in the 3rd round and 5 times in the 4th round, and also a couple of times in the 5th round now, including this game. And this is what I don't understand, like, why didn't Jurgen Klopp go with a stronger team, or why didn't we bring on Salah and Firmino earlier? Did we really want to win this game? The players didn't look like they were giving their absolute best. They didn't look like they were playing at 100%, and I have no idea what happened to this Liverpool team, because honestly we lost the rhythm since the winter break. And also some players look like they are carrying an injury or a knock, which is very worrying. Now our season rests on the Liverpool Atletico Madrid second leg. But if we don't improve quick, and if we don't change drastically in the next 7 days, we won't get through. Because Atletico Madrid are a much better team than Watford, and they are even a better team than this Chelsea side that really comfortably, in the end, very comfortably knocked out Liverpool. I mean, it wasn't a question after 2-0 whether Liverpool would get back into this game. It was a question of just how many goals will Chelsea score, because Chelsea had like 3 very big chances after going 2-0 up, and Liverpool had 0. And that's infuriating. That's really bothering me, and I wanted to give you my honest opinion. I might be too harsh on this team, but the main reason for that is that Liverpool set the standards so damn high in the first half of the season that the difference is just too big. Like, we were up there with the best teams in the world that have ever played football in the first half of the season, well before the winter break. And since then we are looking like 2015 Liverpool. Good going forward, but terrible defensively. We look like a team who can score goals, but who can concede 2 or 3 goals easily every game. And if you consider that before the West Ham game, which was very recently, just 3 games ago, before the West Ham game, Alisson hasn't conceded 2 goals in a game in any competition, and Adrian, yes, he conceded sometimes 2 goals, but I think it was maybe just 1 or 2 games, and that's it. Against Everton, I think we conceded 2. Against Chelsea in the European Super Cup, we conceded 2 goals, but otherwise we only conceded 1 goal in every game, or 0 goals. We kept like 9 clean sheets in 10 games or something crazy like that. And then the winter break happens, then we lose to Atletico Madrid. The team probably loses a lot of confidence, and then we concede 2 against West Ham. Yes, we came back from that, but West Ham are a pretty bad team. And then Watford completely outplayed, and this time completely outplayed by Chelsea in the second half. The first half was very even, maybe even slightly even. Liverpool played better than Chelsea in the first half, but second half Chelsea completely outplayed and embarrassed Liverpool, and it's awful. It's just not good enough. Liverpool really have to train hard and beat Bournemouth. If we don't beat Bournemouth, then you have to really seriously question the whole club. What is going on? What happened? How can you go from walking the league, absolutely blitzing almost every team in terms of like the results, the consistency? Defensively, we were rock solid not too long ago, and now we looked like a team which is falling apart defensively, and that's very, very worrying, very concerning. Let's beat Bournemouth on the weekend, and hopefully then we will have more confidence going into the Atletico Madrid game. But this is not looking promising for the rest of the season. And if we go out in the Champions League against Atletico, then overall, even if we win the Premier League, this will be a disappointing season in terms of this Liverpool team is good enough to get to the FA Cup semi-finals or the final. This team is good enough to get to the semi-finals of the Champions League or even the final. That's what we should be targeting. And in the end, we are facing elimination in the FA Cup, and also we are facing elimination in the Champions League unless Liverpool improve drastically. So that's my verdict. Let me know what is your opinion in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. See you later, guys. Goodbye.